Hi guys, welcome. So today I'm working on this Dodge Ram, and off camera, I mean it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I washed it with Built Hamburg touchless, and then I did a contact wash. I used Purist S3 on that, and then I cleaned the wheels, and I used Armor's wheel coating on the wheels, and went through the interior, vacuumed all of that out, cleaned the mats with Koshkemi ASC, and I've just been kind of working through this off camera because it's quite a bit of work. But I wanted to take a minute and show you guys the polishes from Detail Co. So specifically, we're looking at their compound, which is called Endgame, and we'll mess around with their panel prep too. Their panel prep is called Oblivion. This is a ready to use neat, and then the compound is kind of interesting. What Eddie has told me is the more compound you put on, the more cut you're going to get. And then obviously it works with rotary, it works with a DA, it works with a variety of different things. And you can kind of see, so you see a scratch right here. This is pretty, and all of these spider webbings all over the place. So I did this door with it. And you can see that scratch actually ends right there now. And it continues on that rear quarter and the bed of the truck as well. So it's like a scratch from a stick or something like that. There's one little piece that's here that's left, and that's actually a chip in the paint. So obviously I can't fix a chip in the paint with a polisher. But we're gonna work through this with the 5-inch. Now I've been testing it with the Rupes pads, which I'm really familiar with because I try to like change one variable at a time, right? Whenever I'm using a new product, it's like, okay, I've got a new compound and new pads and a new polisher and like a whole bunch of new stuff at the same time. I try to just change one thing. Okay, so I know how this polisher works. I know how this pad works. Let's try it with this new compound. So I've been using Rupes Blue wool pad, this DA coarse, and then finishing, this is a white, it's actually a Lake Country. It's one of the edge guards, or no, it's a Buff and Shine edge guard white pad. And that combination's actually worked really, really well with Endgame so far. Let's try out these pads. So these are the Detail Co pads. This one is called the Blueberry. It's like a dense foam. This one is called the Baby Blue. It's like a waffle pad, kind of like a jeweling pad. Let's try the Blueberry first. Move these out of the way here. I do have my Lake Country bucket here, my Lake Country pad washer. And I have my Mirka here as well. I've been using the Mirka for some of the edges and different things. Most of this I can do with a 5-inch. Get our pad a little wet first, and then apply this here. This is a brand new pad. I just pulled it out of the bag to show you guys on camera. So let's dot this out. Polish it. All right, so this is obviously the Milwaukee M18 15mm polisher, the 2684. It's a 5-inch. I'm also using, this is a CP 3.0 high output battery. This is my favorite battery for this polisher because it's lightweight and it's an HO. And honestly, like, I did this whole door twice. I did the hood, I did the fender on one battery pack. And honestly, I pulled it out of the cabinet. I don't even know what the charge level was. So this is my second battery, and I'm just starting on this panel with it. I just swapped it out off camera, well, right before I turned the camera on. I just spread this out using 2650, which is the lowest speed. So we'll crank this up to about 4,000, and we'll just work it through, and we'll see what kind of cleanup we get. I might have to hit that scratch again. But as you can see, it has really good working time. Even this, like, it's not dried out. It's really easy to wipe off. It's got a great smell. So if you like smells, it's got a good smell. So this is Rag Company Edgeless. Basically because Eddie opened a rag company that doesn't sell rags. So this is a Rag Company Edgeless 300. And you can see here, you know, some of these that I worked a little hard, I had to touch once or twice, but there's no dusting, there's no fling. Worked really well. So as far as cleanup is concerned, even though this is a heavy cut pad and I put quite a bit of stuff on it, I got really good cleanup. Now I didn't get 100% of my line. It's gone here, but it's here, it's gone here, it's here. It's kind of gone again here. So let's hit that one more time and let's just see if we get a little bit more out of it. Even with the wool pad, the Rupes wool pad, I had to hit it twice. So this is really not much different. So again, good working time, nice cut. Scratch is basically gone. There's a little tiny bit right here. And then there's a little bit here and here. So maybe we'll hit those again with a 3-inch. We've got the door handle to work on here. But like, check out how it finishes. I mean, that was finished with a white foam pad. This was finished with the blue. Obviously, there's a little bit more haziness. You can see that there's a little bit of imperfection in this one. You know, this like kind of haze compared to this one, where this one, the metallic kind of pops, right? But I mean, even as a one-step, it's really good. It's like 90% right out of the box. I'm just gonna hit the top and the bottom of this door, and then I'll come back and we'll mess around with the baby blue. See how that is. Just check that out, how good that finished up. That's just with the blueberry pad, which is the hard one. I did use the Mirka with the wool pad on this kind of top strip right here, just to get, there's some small scratches and stuff up there. And yeah, underneath the mirror is really where I needed the kind of the smaller head of the Mirka versus the larger head of the 5-inch, but I probably could have done the 5-inch for everything. I just like the Mirka so much. So I want to pull this out. So this is the Liquid Elements LE1000, and I have this is an APS adapter on it with a cone. This APS adapter is designed for the Rupes. Makes doing those door handles a lot easier. And you can notice that this doesn't really load up the towel. Like, I'm on the same towel that I started with. Used, you know, 3 or 4 sides of it, but let's switch our pad. This pads are built well. They look a lot like the Rupes. They've got a nice lip on them. They're not quite as flat, but they're nice pads. So this waffle pad kind of reminds me of the DIY Detail, the yellow one. Maybe the red one. It might be in between the red and the yellow. Doesn't feel as soft as the red, but does feel pretty soft. So put a little bit of compound on here. It's quite a bit, but it's my first time using this pad. And yeah, let's do that same first pass that I did with you on camera the first time. Crank it up to 4,000. You see how you get like that crisscross pattern with the jeweling pad? So you want to do light pressure with those, I feel, because that's how you're going to end up with the best finish. It might require a couple more passes, but like if you're just going to squash it down and treat it like it's a, you know, a regular round pad, you're not going to get the finish that you're going to get from the waffle pad and that light touch. The compound's still pretty workable. I mean, it's still good. It's not like sticking or dusting or anything like that. So just wipe it off. No spray. And check that out. Looks really good. So let's grab our light, show the camera. If you take a look at this, it's pretty perfect. There's no, we've got that metallic flake back. We don't have the haziness anymore. Just really looks good. And you know, compare it to up here where we just did the blueberry, the haziness. And I don't know how well that's going to show on camera, but it's pretty drastic. So this does make a good, you know, two-step, using the blueberry first and then the baby blue next. They do give you a wool pad too, or they do have a wool pad too, which I have. The wool pad is obviously going to be more aggressive than the blueberry, but I just don't really need it here. Did a great job. So I think two-step is the way to do this. Could probably do a one-step with just the blueberry, and that's going to get you to like 90% correction. But with this truck having the flake in it, I think the two-step and finishing it up with the baby blue is just going to make it pop. So that's really it as far as the pads are concerned, and the compound. They both work. They work well. If you are interested in knowing how the panel prep works, I can show you here. So I do have some dust here from when I was going by with the Merca and that wool pad. That does tend to fling a little bit more, and you can see, you know, you get that nice haze, that nice wipe off. Now it's actually pulling polish out of the rag, but yeah, this works really well. It even works well as a window cleaner. I know the House of Rags is coming out with a window cleaner, so that will be a future thing. But you know, I showed this on my interior cleaning video. I grabbed the panel prep and I just hit the outside window on the Mini, and it's great for like these B-pillars or glass. You can see that it comes off pretty quick. So the panel prep works really well. Also, it's got a good scent to it. It's not overpowering. I don't know exactly what it is. Armor might still have them on scent. Armor's got a really, really good scent on their panel prep, but I could easily go back and forth. Last but not least, check this out. So this is it's a 5-gallon bucket. Well, it's a 22 quart bucket, 24 quart bucket, which I guess would be a 6-gallon bucket. I have 4 gallons of water in it, and I have about 3 ounces of the microfiber cleaner. This is the Detail Co. microfiber cleaner. It says on the bottle that you want to use 2 ounces for 2.5 gallons of water. So, you know, I went to 4 gallons and worked out the math, and I've just been throwing, as I've been polishing panels, my rags in here and just letting them soak as a pre-soak. And you could see that, like, when I started off, this water was clear, and it's pretty, you know, it's yellow. So it's doing a great job of breaking down the polish. It's soapy. Like, there's definitely some, you can see some sud action there, but yeah, I think it's going to be pretty effective, honestly. It feels more soapy than when I use rags to riches and I soak in that. So I'm interested to see how the rags come out and if there's residue left behind or stuff. I tend to just dump rags to riches, and I probably put a little bit more in there than I should. I think with this you might want to be a little bit more cautious of how much you're putting in there. But yeah, this is a pretty cool product too for a pre-soak. And a lot of full lines, they don't have a you know, a microfiber wash product. CarPro and Griots do. P&S has one, but not every line does, and a lot of the smaller ones, you know, like DIY Detail or Armor, or, you know, some of the more pans products, they don't have a microfiber wash. So they're relying on you using either a different microfiber wash, or in the case of like DIY Detail, they recommend using rinseless. Obviously, you probably wouldn't use that in your washing machine. I mean, the panel wipe is really good. I do have traceless sitting over here as well. I have been doing the windows with traceless because I like traceless a lot. But one of the challenges that you can run into with traceless is that it evaporates so fast that on like this black truck in the sun, it hits the window and it's like immediately gone. So the working time is kind of low on traceless, and you end up using more product in the heat, especially with a black vehicle. So, you know, something like a panel prep or just a regular glass cleaner stone or invisible glass might do a little bit better in that regard. So anyway, I'm going to keep working my way around here. I'm going to do a second video in a minute. You'll see that tomorrow or the next day on Zvizzer. Zvizzer is a German brand of polishes, and I have their polishes and pads, again from the House of Rags. So I'm going to do those on the bed of the truck just to test them out. They have a one-step, and they also have like a multi-step. So we'll play around with those as well. And yeah, I mean, this is a super solid product for just having one product that can both cut and finish. That's pretty cool. Some other brands have been able to do that over the years. You know, DIY Detail does a pretty good job with their sprayable polish. I have Pan's sprayable polish around here somewhere too, and I've heard that's pretty good, but I haven't tried it yet, just being honest. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's all I have for today. There will be a link in the description. If you click on that link, you'll get 10% off at the House of Rags on Detail Co. or anything that you buy at the House of Rags, and I'll get a 10% kickback. Obviously you save money, I get a kickback. And that's just one of the ways that you help to support my channel. All of these products that I've been testing here, I bought all these. So, you know, none of these were given to me for free, or even, well, there was a 20% off deal because when I bought them. But, you know, realistically, like I spent my money on it, and I did like $800 worth of orders on the House of Rags. So anything that you buy by clicking those links is going to help me buy and test more products. And if there's something in particular that you're interested in seeing tested, especially if you know I have it on the shelf, please comment down below. I have a bunch of stuff here. It's going to take me a while to get through it, but I can shuffle things around if needed, if there's a demand for something. So thank you. Have a great day.